Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the next part of our free webinar series by Teachers Who Tech. This webinar today is called What Teachers Make. My name is Serena.
And I am Christina.
We also have Andres, who is helping our company Teachers Who Tech in promoting social media aspects, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff. Thank you, Andres, for being here, always with us in our webinars. So, today, what teachers make? What are we going to be talking about?
Money, of course.
Money.
Yeah, like this. I really like when they're like. So I'm going to be using my cell phone to talk to our community. So if you have a question or if you have something to tell us about this amazing webinar, we're here. We're always looking for being able to have a better communication with our community. We know that this is challenging right now, but we're trying so many different ways to have a better way of having a link with all of you. All right.
Hold on. I've just turned the volume up on my phone. Yes, but just like you said, we are connected. We just also try to make sure it's all working well. But okay. So, Teachers Who Tech, we have a lot of free webinars that we provide every Monday and Thursday about different topics related to education, technology, and really just the integration of these two worlds. Sometimes we're a little bit more, techie in our supports, maybe for classrooms and platforms and websites and all of that things to help make digital learning and just integration of technology through the classroom in a more supportive way. Or sometimes it's more teacher focused because we are teachers and we are Teachers Who Tech. Just like all the teachers now, all the teachers are Teachers Who Tech, thanks to coronavirus. But we are here to support our community, and we thank you. For those of you who are new to our channel, please subscribe, and we thank you for being here. We hope any of our past, today's, or future webinar are helpful to you. We have gotten so much out of these webinars and really connecting with our community, so we appreciate you, and let's make today a good one.
Okay, what teachers make?
Albert, how much do you make? What do you make?
That's a strong question.
They always say, don't talk money, don't talk politics, don't talk religion. And yet, you as a teacher, have people asked you, what do you make?
No. I feel like if first of all, if I said I'm a teacher, I see like
and they automatically assume you don't make a lot.
Which they're pretty much right about that one. That doesn't mean that there's no money in education. I mean,
no.
If not, look around how many ed tech companies we have now.
Not even ed tech companies, which are just creating all of these platforms and apps and different things to put into the system and the curriculum, but administrators and directors, they wouldn't be opening up schools left and right, all these different private schools and things, if there wasn't money in it.
That's true.
And parents are willing to pay private education, but even public schools, there's a lot of money in this. And so where is it all going, and why aren't teachers getting more of it?
That's an excellent question. We will not talk about that today.
We will talk about money a little bit more, but we want to get into the double meaning of our title here, of what teachers make. And this is inspired, you don't have it there. This is inspired by the poem originally, and then the book, What Teachers Make, by Taylor Malley. If you haven't heard him say this is him back here. He is a teacher. If you haven't heard him share his poem, it's been translated and used in many different commencement and inspirational, and The idea behind it, though, is what we want to share with you. We're going to share his poem today of what teachers make, and then we want to talk a little bit about some of the big ideas that are coming from this.
Hi, Emilia. Hi, Jorge. Thank you so much for being here. We are ready to start with What Teachers Make, the poem by Taylor Malley. And then, there you go.
Here we go. He says the problem with teachers is, what's a kid gonna learn from someone who decided his best option in life was to become a teacher? He reminds the other dinner guests that it's true what they say about teachers. Those who can do, but those who can't teach. I decided to bite my tongue instead of his and resist the temptation to remind the dinner guests that it's also true what they say about lawyers. Because after all, we're eating, and this is a polite conversation. I mean, you're a teacher, Taylor. Be honest. What do you make? And I wish he hadn't done that. Ask me to be honest, because you see, I have this policy about honesty and ass kicking. If you ask for it, then I have to let you have it. You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I can make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor and an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your best? I make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute no, you may not work in groups. No, you may not ask a question. Why won't I let you go to the bathroom? Because you're bored and you don't really have to go to the bathroom, do you? I make parents tremble in fear when I call home. Hi, this is Mr. Malley. I hope I haven't called at a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something your son said today. To the biggest bully in the grade, he said, "Leave the kid alone. I still cry sometimes, don't you? It's no big deal." And that was the noblest act of courage I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and what they can become. You want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write. I make them read, read, read. I make them spell definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful over and over and over again until they will never misspell either one of those words again. I make them show all their work in math and hide it on their final draft in English. I make them understand that if you've got this, and then if you follow this, and someone ever tries to judge you by what you make, you give them this. Here, let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. Teachers make a difference. Well, what about you? And this is the exact wording from this book. This is the poem. It's really strong, and it was in response to what he had at a dinner party with lawyers. In his response to that, which he later went home and wrote this poem about it. So, this is the poem of What Teachers Make. And
we make a difference.
Teachers make a difference. It's intended to kind of spark a nerve and to get people thinking and questioning. Because why is it okay to ask somebody how much they make? Or in this case, what do you make? He's clearly just going for salary. And why? So that I can be right in saying that you make so little money that you must be crazy to accept that job? Because really, we don't have a shortage of teachers. We have a shortage of highly educated professionals in education who are unwilling to accept a salary barely above minimum wage.
Yeah. Why would you study for so many years, get a master's, a PhD, and get into school where they're not paying you well. And then you're there and they don't even treat you well. So after 2 and 3 years that you're being there, putting every drop of sweat in everything that you do because you love what you do, you're done. You are done. You're done of bureaucracy. You're done of changing books. You're done of meaningless professional development. You're done. You're done because you don't even are able to use your creativity in your classes because you have to follow strict curriculums. So, yeah.
Right.
I mean, why would you like to be a teacher when you're not making good money and then on top of that, they're treating you bad? I get that one.
And yet, if we think about in our lives, our parents, and then the most influential people that we have who shaped us, who raised us, or our teachers. We all share that. We all have that in common because we went through our mandatory education and our teachers were there with us. Sometimes even more waking hours than with our actual family members. So the importance of these people, we always say, oh, teachers, they make a difference. They're shaping the future. They're shaping our future citizens. And yet, teachers have the biggest tax rates, the lowest pay rates, the most amount of work, and I'm going to explain to you how this is. And I've shared this sometimes. You know, every student has a different learning profile. And every student has a different level of where they're starting. And so teachers need to know these individually. They need to know how well a reader, how good the student is at their math, how they are with writing, how they are with just making friends and trying to interact in a group and all of these different things. They have to be conscious of this while they're navigating everything else. But there's 20, 30, 40, 50 of them at a time. Could you expect a doctor to walk in a room and to treat 20, 30, 40 patients at the same time?
And you can also...
At the same time.
And you can also kill students, right? The same thing. Look at a student and tell the student that they can't do something, and that student will remember your words forever. Mm-hmm. So you can kill a student, same as a doctor can kill a person. Now you have.
And yet, why do doctors have so much prestige and make so much money? Well, it is a dominantly male-driven profession, and teachers historically and originally were developed for women. Why? As a profession. Well, we'd have to take a look back at the classroom, history of the classroom, how this all started. And it really was when we are having people coming back from war and industrial revolution, mm-hmm. and now there's mandatory education. It's not just optional for the rich. Mm-hmm. And now all children need to go to school so that their parents can work. Really, it's just someone needs to watch them so that their parents can work. For most of the time, it was their fathers at first. But then if all the fathers are working, who's going to teach them? The women. And what was that other thing about women?
Well, if you're a woman, you don't have kids, what's the best option for you to learn how to treat kids and be prepared to be a mother? To be a teacher, right? Because we are soft and kind and we understand better all of these things about feelings. So we got immersed in this. And society plays a huge thing in how we think and what we do, right?
Yes.
So if somebody's telling you all the time that you're soft, and then your color is pink, well, you believe it because it's everywhere. You're bombarded by all of that information. So it happens all the time since the beginning of being a teacher.
Well, it's what we see clearly in female dominant professions, which are a lot of these helper professions. Nurses. Women were nurses to assist men as doctors because they couldn't be doctors originally. And so nurses, teachers, these this selfless position of a helping role.
Because only women can do that, right? Like, and I have a huge problem with this book because Serena read it to me the other day, and I assume that this is a woman. That's what I thought. And then I keep reading and reading and reading and reading, and then I look. It's not a.
Well, I had already heard this poem, and I guess you hadn't. I saw this this teacher and this author share his poem on a TED Talk. But you had that preconception and that judgment of society of that women are teachers, and there are very few men in the profession, probably because they're not willing to put up with earning such low money, and yet there's so many men in like the administrative roles. That's interesting. They make a lot more money, but there's lots of interesting things here. We're talking about the making the money side, and yet we have that phrase, that one really kills me, right? Those who can do and those who can't teach. And I took it one step further because we have a really good teacher friend who's a PE teacher, and those who can't teach PE, right? Because there's nothing to it. What is there? There's nothing to it. Well, fortunately, thanks to coronavirus, a lot of parents are understanding just how complex, how utterly complicated, 10,000 things in 1 minute taken into consideration in order to teach.
Yes.
And I think a lot of parents have a greater appreciation for teachers, and yet now they're a little bit tired of it because they've had to take on a lot bigger role in their child's education.
Thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate your collaboration. And then also, well, because there are more women in education, teachers, then we also have more mothers and teachers teaching right now. So you have this person with 1, 2, 3 kids in a class of 18, 20, 40, 50 students, and you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to make sure that your own kids are good with their settings, and they are like around you, right? They're around you, and then your kids there. So this is also showing, this inequality in life. And we talk about these things that are challenging because we want teachers to know and to understand that their role in the world, in the education, in the future of our lives depends on you. But you have to also stop letting others to tell you,
Yes, you should never say, I'm just a teacher.
I hate that. I am a teacher,
And we should have the same prestige. There are some places, very few. We know that Finland has been in the spotlight for having best education, or their education philosophies are very different to most of the other traditional education systems in the world. And the thing is, it is so complicated to get into the education profession. It is at the same level of prestige and study and tests to pass as it is to be a doctor or a lawyer, to be a teacher. The same level. If our society had that consideration of, you're a teacher, wow, what do you want your child to be when he grows up? I want my child to be a teacher. Because we say, teachers are important, teachers have an impact, and yet teachers go on strike continuously, trying to get a better pay, trying to get more limits on their hours or on restrictions of how many students in a classroom, because these changes aren't happening on their own. So, let's put our money where our mouth is. We need to support teachers, and that begins with us, how we portray our profession. It's not, I'm just a teacher.
What is it?
And if you're a teacher that has to take on a second or a third job, that's the reality of our pay system and our salary. That doesn't make your difference making as a teacher any less meaningful.
Yeah, if you're a teacher that works for 9 months and get paid for 9 months, and then you have
summers off
with no money, Okay, we can talk about this forever, but I think the thing that we want you to get out of this webinar is that the importance of you is huge, and we're here to support you. We are here to show you that we are also teachers, and we also have these challenges. But let's keep up with all of this. Let's continue with our fight for better treat, for better payments, and the more that we talk about this, the more that teachers, share their passions and then have better ideas of how we can make this a different place. This is going to change, but we really have to talk more about these uncomfortable topics. This is very uncomfortable, but it's also so passionate because without teachers, the world is not moving.
And the thing about the money, and we go back to what teachers make, and I'll go to the end here. They say, oh, I'm not in it for the money. But I don't really think you do this job for free. So be in it for the money. We all need to make a living, and there is nothing shameful with wanting a high salary that represents all the hard work and dedication that you do every single day.
So be there for the money.
It should be there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing shameful in that. You work hard, you earn good money. And that's what should be the outcome. And that's how teachers should be valued as well. Not just, yes, we do it for the kids. I love the kids. We do it for the students, whether you high school or adult students, university. We do it, and that's why we're in it. But we also need to get paid.
Yes. You don't say I'm a teacher and they give you a discount. You don't. So what teachers make is they make us to be better persons, and they make the world a better place. So thank you so much for being here with us in this webinar, What Teachers Make. We are so happy that you are a part of our community, and we hope we can see you next week.
Thank you again for being here. Take care. Bye.
Bye.